Hello, this is Tia and welcome to another video. Today we're doing another video inside of my hidden stories inside of it, the target attacks. It's been a while since I did this, huh? It's been a few months. And yeah, mainly because I didn't want to have too many short videos, even though it probably would have been fine. You just gotta wait for certain attacks, and it just so happened I wasn't sure how to do I-1, basically. And especially with the mystery that's still hanging over our heads, literally, that I have a feeling Stampy has chosen not to explain yet. Now, yeah, I have two stories for you, one from I-1 and one from Christmas Invasion. If you haven't watched those videos yet, be sure you do so because, spoilers, especially major spoilers, and yeah, and these stories are not canon, unless Debbie states otherwise. Thoughts that these animals have aren't necessarily truth, until stated otherwise. But it's just me having fun. Storytelling. Yeah. Let's get into it. I-1. Fluffy returns. It was early in the morning, probably closer to mid-morning, as the dog stared down at the memorial that was made for a dog that shared her own name. According to the one particular feline, anyway, she hadn't really known him as much as her counterpart did, but she'd been told all about him and what he went on inside of the lovely world. How the dog came last in the doggy assault course, because she didn't care for competition and wanted to be around the other animals. How she'd used to ride the SS Stumpy and got pretty good at it too. How she'd been taken out from the pet shop to see her master build something new in the town or Funland. It was never a dull moment. Well, that seemed true until she tragically died during the battle that took place in the very part she sat in now. She still wasn't sure how she got here. All she knew was that the dog was starting to miss the other dogs a little more, not wanting to leave the other animals behind. Sure, she got company every once in a while, but the dog could tell she was starting to get lonely. The dog looked sadly down at the memorial, wondering what could have changed if it had been her out on that fateful night. The cat was certain that she was dead. She could see it on the sign. Rib Fluffy, the dog. Yet, she too was Fluffy. She clearly wasn't dead, but was also dead. As strange as that was, it was the truth. Suddenly, her ears perked up when she heard footsteps approaching her, as she turned to see the familiar orange ginger cat wearing diamond armor and the classic iron boots coming towards her with a bewildered expression on his face. A look of disbelief. Fluffy? Is that really you? He whispered as he knelt down to take a better look as tears formed in his eyes. I thought you were gone, but I could have sworn I'd seen you in the corner of my eye. It is you. Fluffy wagged her tail as she met his bright green eyes, as the cat smiled, embracing her in a quick hug before getting to his feet as Barnaby appeared right next to her, sniffing her curiously. The moment was interrupted, and the cat noticed two figures she hadn't seen before. They didn't seem familiar. She wagged her tail again, hoping they'd see the kind gesture before they disappeared with the cat behind them. She waited with Barnaby, who was also seated for what felt like forever, not seeing anything for a while. An hour passed before she noticed someone bounding towards them on the ice. The cat had returned. The cat finally met up with the two of them. He commanded them to stand. I need your help, Fluffy. Hitztark and Viva are up to no good again, and we need to stop them. Think you can help me? Fluffy yipped excitedly as the cat beamed, pounding down the path as she followed him, with Barnaby protectively at the cat's heels. There was still so much she had to learn. One day she would get there. She had to. In Fluffy's memory, it was what she would have wanted. Who's the original Fluffy? I don't know. Somebody's the original Fluffy. Then again, is there an original Fluffy? It could be something else. She's probably just helped a friend, for all we know. Her name is now Fluffy. Christmas Invasion. The Escape Polterist. Yeah, I had to. The puns are just on point today. Esther was bouncing on her cake, which was much thinner than it had been yesterday. Someone had clearly been eating it when she was asleep. How else could someone sneak in and steal a bite? But who could it be, though? It was still a delight to jump on, though, as she felt the frosting smash into her feet as she danced, fluttering her wings as she rose and fell, gracefully and perfect. She barely noticed the strange man with red and gold robes walking through the love garden entrance, or hear the footsteps as someone walked through the house to the bedroom. She did hear the door open, though, as she looked over to see the man with the greenish face looking into the room with his beady black eyes and bushy grayish mustache. The man shook his head with disgust as his eyes traveled around the room as he opened the balcony door and began to place some strange red boxes on the floor of the room and the balcony, putting up a target block near one of the boxes before he noticed her, frowned, and broke a fence. She looked at him, confused, before he sighed and shoved her off the cake and down to the water below as she fluttered, looking up as the man jumped down as well and wandered over to the beaver's cave and aimed the arrow towards the balcony. She could never remember names. They weren't too important to her anyway. She swam over to the land as she scurried towards the path, and she heard an explosion behind her, going over to the love garden as she heard the man doing things over at the bedroom. She glanced over only once to notice that he was rebuilding it. It looked quite inferior in her opinion. After all, he'd chosen not to replace the cake. He'd exploded in the process. That had to be some sort of crime, right? Oh well, she was sure she'd be able to find many more cakes to dance on elsewhere. She was sure the cat could provide her with that. Only time would tell, as she noticed the man disappear from view after staring into the distance, ignoring the ugly-looking room and balcony as she wandered through the sides, wondering how she'd possibly find something to do out here, when all she knew was the cake, and how fun it was to jump on. She supposed all good things had to come to an end at some point. At least it was blown up, rather than stolen by some greedy scavenger. It could have been worse. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know the guinea pigs certainly did. They had to listen to it twice. Yeah, this is my second take, so yeah, nothing too big. I'll probably do more short stories in the future. I don't know about Clockwork Chronicles, Season Clockwork. We'll see how long that takes. I am thinking of trying to mass upload them at some point, but that idea seems like a bad idea because most people will see the first and the last episodes of the stories and not see the middle. When I want you guys to see the middle, because I want you guys to see the lead up, and gotta force you to watch those episodes. Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one, whenever that might be. Bye.